so, you know, season 2, round 1 of Klutch Kickers. Great weekend. It was a lot of goods and bads. We'll start off with a practice on Saturday. It was good. Actually, it was really good. Car was feeling great. My line wasn't the best, but that came with a bunch of the changes that were made to the car. I was still working it out, but everything we did was perfect. Best the car's ever felt. Qualified, not too great. Didn't do the best qualifying, but once again, that's just me having to rework the line. And the initiation was giving me a lot of problems, especially with I heard problems getting to third gear. I broke the fork in my last transmission, so we had to take it out, put back in the transmission I was running for years, which we already knew the third was messed up. So that's no surprise, but it was really giving me problems the whole weekend. So yeah, first qualifying run, initiation wasn't the best. I want to say I was shallow. Pretty sure I cleaned it up the rest of the track though. And then it was basically the same thing on the second run. Did a little bit better though, got a 66 for my second. So I qualified like 29th, which was the goal. I wanted to be top 30. I didn't want to be so far up on the top 30, but I wanted to be top 30. So yeah, I made it through qualifying, made it through the first day. Felt pretty good, and then.
And here comes George, shooting out, initiate. Working his way down the outside turn number 1. A little shy out there, throwing it back in that inner clip. Transition up to comes out, transition outside turn number 3. All above and across the line. Big story for George Thomas for the next qualifying.
Alright, so Klutch Kickers, round 1. So we got there, we set up early, we was good to go, we did tech. Everybody passed tech, everything was alright. Off rip, George's alternator died, so we changed his alternator. We head off for first practice. Car was running pretty good. I did feel a little bit under power. I didn't pay too much attention to like about the third lap. Then I realized, damn, the car's rich. So I got out of practice and kept doing some pulls on the side, trying to straighten it out before I started using nitrous. The first time nitrous hit, I spun off a track because I wasn't expecting it to hit so hard. But the car was still feeling a little bit underpowered. I don't know. I wasn't quite sure what was wrong. But then right into qualifying, actually before qualifying, I had an issue with the gas pedal or the throttle pedal sticking to the floor, which the car's drive-by-wire now, so I had to cut the stock pedal stop out to put the drive-by-wire in there. And if I would hold the pedal to the floor too long, it would get stuck on the floor. And then ECU would see that it went past 100%, it was cutting out. Happened to me twice. Then it stopped. So I mean, we really didn't pay no attention until right before qualifying. We found out that it had a little spot on the floor that the pedal was getting hooked on. Me being silly, like I said on IG, I didn't recalibrate it once we fixed the problem. Went out for first qualifying lap. Boom, car cut off right as I took out the gate. Immediately disappointed in myself, but it is what it is. Second qualifying lap, motivation wasn't there. Was a little bit nervous. I went out, I just wanted to put a score down, so my score was really low. I run like shittiest line you could run to get a score, but I did it, right? So I got into the show for top 64 the next day.
Coming out with a vengeance. Back to that first inner place, going up with the banging all the way across the finish line.
So yeah, I made it through qualifying, made it through the first day. Felt pretty good, and then we got into competition, top 64, going against Fellow. And I got to lead first. Car felt good, no issues. Put down a pretty good lead run. I didn't really know what happened though. Me and my spotter, we had problems with communication. I wasn't sure what he was trying to tell me. He just gave me a thumbs up, so I went out and I wanted to play it safe but still be a little aggressive, which almost cost me. I almost spun out at the end, but I guess they deemed it was after the run was over. But you know, got through that. Everything was fine until we were waiting for the judges to let us know who won, and the car shut off randomly, and that's when we had to push it back to the pits. And on the way up there, we realized there was a little fire going on by the gas tank. One of the wires shorted off, and yeah, I just heard people yelling fire for like a good 10 minutes. That was a little nerve-wracking, but we got through that. before that even happened, I went past that. We had power with the power steering. The belt came off. We ended up getting a new belt, put that on to find out that the pump itself went out. Unfortunately, luckily for us, but unfortunately, you know, Bryce was no longer competing, so he let us take his off of his car, and I mean, it was pretty good there. It still felt a little weird, but I mean, couldn't complain. It wasn't enough to really notice.
So, barely made it into top 64. I mean, it wasn't 80 people, so as long as you put up a score, you're gonna make it top 64. So everybody made it into top 64. Right after that last qualification run, I heard a little something in the car. It wasn't quite a knock, but I know it sounded funny because I always pay attention to how my engine sound. So I was like, when we get back here Sunday, I'm gonna drain the oil, I'm gonna check the oil. And Troy was there actually. Appreciate it, Trilogy, my dog. He showed up. He said, cut open the filter. We cut open the filter. Unfortunately, we found a lot of metal in the filter and a slight glitter in the oil. So we was like, we're gonna be conservative. We did a couple pulls up the drag strip just to make sure the car is good. I did one practice run on Sunday, and then I was just saving the car for the top 32 battle to get into top 32. And I had to battle Dust and Mouse. So I was just like, damn, no practice, battling a pretty good car. Oh well, here we go. So that's what we did. We just saved the car and we went straight into top 32. In top 32 with Dust and Mouse, car was underpowered, and still it was in my mind that damn, the car might just blow up, rod knock, do something crazy. So with that and driving, that's kind of like nerve-wracking. So he led first, I followed. I mean, he didn't really like leave me. I just did my best to keep up with him with the car being underpowered. And I did okay. I mean, it was definitely not the best follow. I won't brag and say that or nothing, but I made it work. Then we switched positions. It was my turn to lead. I led. I don't know what made me e-brake entry, but I e-brake entry into the entered into the first corner. You know, that slowed me down a lot, and the car's already underpowered, so I was struggling to stay on power. So I was doing a lot of clutch kicking and stuff. Man, he was right behind me. He was really close. He was doing his thing. On the last corner, like the car was gonna die. Like it was literally gonna die. So I was pretty much just like trying to keep the car at angle, not to zero to run. And he was all on my shit. Dust and Miles, next round. I gotta make up for that. Alright? It was a good time, guys. Clutch kick was a good time. And then I was knocked out. It is what it is. I'll see y'all next time.
Then we had to go out against Randy, and well, you know, that third gear had to follow him. He gave an amazing lead run, but just before I even got to initiation, I was stuck in second, fighting to get in the third, and by the time I was in third, he had a huge gap on me. I almost didn't initiate before the last cone, so I just had to chuck it, run super shallow just to catch back up to him. And by then, like, Randy's a good enough driver where you make that type of mistake, it's hard to come back from. But I still gave the best I could as a lead. The car kind of started dying out on me, like mid-run. That was new. You know, it probably initiated the best I ever did the whole weekend. And by the time I got to the judging stand, it wasn't there. It was trying to die out on me. I had to keep clutch kicking it way more than I should have. And you know, he stuck me. Luckily, he didn't hit me. You know, he did his thing behind me, but there's still love-hate relationship. It's getting there. Love what it's doing until it started doing all that extra stuff. But second round, we'll be there. We'll be ready. Of course, before I forget, I can't believe I almost did forget. That's crazy. With the whole fire situation, of course, I melted some stuff. You know, by the time we figured out the issue and, of course, stopped the fire, we figured my weekend was done. And yeah, huge shout out to Magic Mike. Lee went over, talked to him. By the time I even went over by his car, they were already taking everything off. There was no questions asked. It was just like, yo, we got you. Unfortunately, he couldn't do the project he had. But yeah, nothing but love. Thank you guys so much for even giving me the opportunity to even go out there and try. Without that, you know, weekends cut super short. So shout out to them.